All right, guess what? We're in positive territory right now. We have actually gone into positive. I think you all were listening to what I just said. Well, the market anyway was. We got to calm down because the point is these tariffs actually haven't been enacted yet. So everybody needs to take a big, deep breath. It is affecting soybeans. Soybeans, of course, because the tariffs that the Chinese want to impose on us would be designed to go after some of these states that turned out for Donald Trump and their agricultural states. So soybeans right now trading lower, the lowest level that we have seen since 2015. But on the flip side, let's take a look at gold right now. Spiking amid fears of a potential trade war here between the U.S. and China. So it's up a bit. Joining me for a look at all these commodities in the commodity pits, our own Jeff Flock. Hey, Jeff. With Alan Knuckman.
Typically, Trish, I got Alan right here with me. He loves you. They'll be also in the bean pits, which we typically don't see a lot of. That, by the way, is the bean meal pit to the right there, and the soybean oil pit to the left. And then if Lori spins all the way around, that is the bean options pit. And I tell you, there was blood in the water overnight and early today, but we have recovered a lot. If you take a look at the intraday chart, for example, on soybeans, you see the huge move down, but then a lot of recovery. And Alan, you play in these markets. We spent the day worried, right. Trade war, and then, Larry Kudlow comes on and says, no, don't worry about it. What do you say?
Semantics. But I've been using the bean barometer. We've been talking about this for a number of days, and finally we've got that Fort Sumter cannon shot. So,
what does that mean?
So this could be a serious business here. If this is right now, it's proposed policy. 60 days, we'll know better. But you saw beans react. They were down 50 cents. They bounced. They're only down 20 cents on the day. So maybe it's not as bad as it seems. But they're our number one customer when it comes to soybeans. $14 billion last year.
And I think we need to make that clear to our viewers, maybe who don't understand soybeans. You think beans is a hill of beans, or it doesn't mean anything. Beans are everywhere. They're made into clothes. We're wearing beans. We drive beans.
They feed the animals.
They feed the livestock. By the way, the meal over there, and this trading just ended as we were speaking here, Trish, the meal, the soybean meal is what the Chinese feed to their pork.
Yeah, so this could be the shot heard around the world if it does develop. Now, that's a big if. I'm not saying that it's going to. I think things and the price action is telling us that it's not as dire as it may seem. But if you look at bean prices, we've been trading from 9 to 11 for the last 2 years. So right now we're at 10. We're right at the middle. And we haven't sold off that much over the last month when this has been kind of discussed and bandied about.
And you told me earlier, like we used to be scared of what the president had to say would do something.
If it actually comes into play.
But now people are starting to say, you know what?
That it
that guy says something. I don't think
it could be a lot more bark, and then we'll see if there's any bite that comes to it. But looking at the price action, that's where I focus, that we're seeing stabilization, and it came back. Let's also keep an eye on corn, because Mexico's our number one partner for corn sales, and if NAFTA, that could be an issue there. So the grain markets are very much paying attention. But the good news is, and I told you this early, bacon prices are coming down with pork
because
going lower.
If the soybeans cost less, then you feed that to the pigs,
right.
And then
plus the tariffs on pork.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Well, there's some winners and some losers always.
I think we were just looking at hog futures that they had up there moments ago. There, it's always amazing. People don't realize just how all this stuff really is traded back and forth and how the prices are affected. But you're right there in the thick of it, where it all happens. Jeff, thank you so much, and tell Alan I said thanks too.